While upgrading an old laptop to the latest version of Windows 11, I noticed that Copilot, Microsoft's AI chatbot, was in my taskbar. AI chatbots have gained popularity since ChatGPT was launched on November 30th, 2020. Microsoft and Google have since released chatbots of their own, and new AI products have been developing rapidly. But how did we get here? In 1950, Alan Turing wrote a paper titled Computing Machinery and Intelligence, where he proposed that machines could make decisions and solve problems. At the time, the technology was not advanced enough to create any AI programs to prove Turing's theory. Computers couldn't store commands, and they were very expensive. However, just 5 years later, one of the first AI programs was developed by Alan Newell, Cliff Shaw, and Herbert Simon. Called Logical Theorist, it was used to prove concepts from the mathematical work Principia Mathematica. Logical Theorist was designed to mimic human reasoning and is considered one of the first programs to perform automated reasoning. As time progressed, computers became more powerful and easily accessible. More developers began to experiment. In the 1960s, Daniel Bobrow developed a program called Student, designed to solve algebra word problems. Eliza was an early AI chatbot capable of having conversations with people. In the 1990s, AI machine learning became more advanced. IBM's Deep Blue program defeated world champion Garry Kasparov at chess. In 2011, IBM created another program called Watson to beat Ken Jennings, the champion of the quiz show Jeopardy. In the same year, Apple released Siri, a personal assistant that responds to voice commands. Amazon Alexa would follow in 2014, and Google Assistant in 2016. That brings us to the current interest in the AI chatbot market. Software like ChatGPT are called LLMs, an AI program that could recognize and generate text. There are now many AI chatbots on the market. Claude, Character AI, and Hugging Chat are some examples. Open source LLMs are also now available. However, OpenAI's main competition is from large tech companies, Google's Bard and Microsoft's Copilot, to name a few. Copilot is not considered a direct competitor, as while it was developed using some of Microsoft's proprietary AI model, they use OpenAI's GPT-4 language model as a foundation in a partnership between Microsoft and OpenAI. At the time of making this video, the current free version of ChatGPT released to the public is 3.5. So Copilot is a way for Windows 10 and 11 users to access some features of GPT-4 for free. Let's take a look at some of the features currently available on Copilot. Okay, so this is Copilot on Windows 11. This is a limited version called Copilot Preview. Okay, and it comes with Windows 11 once you upgrade to the latest version. Right, so it will be an icon in your toolbar in the right hand corner. So according to the Microsoft website, this is a limited version of what you would get if you download the Copilot app, which is available on desktop as well as mobile, and it's also available on iOS as well. And of course there is a free tier and also a paid tier of Copilot as well. Okay. So yeah, it's just basically a sidebar on your computer, and you can choose a kind of conversational style that you want to have with Copilot. So you can choose to be more creative, you can choose a more balanced approach, or if you're here for accuracy, you can choose more precise. Okay. So this works similar to most chatbots you've seen on the market. So you input a text into this bar here, and the AI will interact with you. Right? So, for example, when was Copilot first developed, and you can press the tab key. It will predict what your question is, and you can press tab to kind of autofill your question. So it takes a little while to think about the responses. You can see here from the live demonstration. Results can vary based on internet connection and how busy the server is. But as you can see, it's filling out information here, right? So it gives you a list of links that you can follow through with, and it has an answer. So Copilot, the code completion tool, was first announced by GitHub on June 29th, 2021. Okay, so this is a little bit ironic. I was asking about Microsoft Copilot, but they gave me information on a different application by GitHub. Okay, so maybe a little bit my fault. I wasn't clear in my question, but you can see how it responds to queries. It gives you sources to contact. You can also give feedback, whether you like or dislike an answer, and that will, I assume, factor into the algorithm. You can have the AI read the answer out loud, and of course you can copy, right? And similar to what you've seen on other chatbots, there's also suggestions on further queries. If you ask them to write you, let's say, a short story. A short story about a cat. Let's see what it comes up with, whether it would be similar to ChatGPT. So here we go. It's given me a short story on a cat. Just writing this live. There we go. Okay. So yeah, it has given me a short story about a cat. Let's try to do AI generated images. So let's see. Create. So I've given the AI the task of creating an image of a, oops, sorry, not a beard, a bear wearing a hat. Let's see what they come up with. So Copilot is generating the image. You can see here it's generating it live. So it takes a while to do that. It's not instant. And of course, it gives you suggestions like make the bear wear sunglasses too, change the hat to a top hat, add some background scenery. But here you go. This is an AI generated image using OpenAI's DALL-E 3. So DALL-E 3, if you don't know, is also developed by OpenAI, the same team behind ChatGPT. So that's Copilot preview on Windows 11. It's a nice little feature. I can see how some people would dislike it. You know, Windows 11 has a lot of controversy with bloatware and with tracking already, right? And this is just another thing that people might not like. But if you don't mind it, it's a nice little convenience to have. You don't have to access, for example, the ChatGPT website or another chatbot website. You can just click on the icon in your toolbar and you have access to an AI chatbot. So that was a look at Microsoft Copilot, AI chatbots, and the AI industry in general. And while AI isn't new, its exponential growth is. So much so that it's forecast to reach around 126 billion US dollars by 2025. It's interesting to see how this industry will continue to develop in the future.